Hello everyone, I am Santosh Kumar DK, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science and Engineering, Canberra Engineering College, Mangaluru. I am going to discuss data structures with C Laboratory course with subject code 18CSL38. In this course, we will be conducting 12 experiments and any study material regarding this course is available on my website. Along with that, you'll also get a study material on C language and varieties of other subjects which I handle. Also, you'll get the opportunity to use online compiler in my website. You can run the code on the go.
Hi everyone. In this video, we are going to discuss experiment number 8. The experiment number 8 is about doubly linked list operations, where we are going to store the employee data, which consists of SSN, name, department, designation, salary, and phone number. The operation performed on this doubly linked list are creating a doubly linked list of n employees, displaying the status of the doubly linked list and counting the number of nodes in it, insertion and deletion operation both at the end of the doubly linked list and at the front of the doubly linked list. Finally demonstrating how the doubly linked list can be used as a double-ended queue. Let's see the drawback of singly linked list. In singly linked list, as like doubly linked list, we can perform the insert and deletion operation from the specified location, from the front, from the rear. But the drawback over here is traversing from head to the last node is possible, but in reverse it is not possible because we are having only one pointer to point to the next node. This is avoided in the circular singly linked list, where we are going to connect the last node to the head, where we can reach from last node to the head node. But the problem still exists over here is the traversing in between the nodes is not possible. This is supported in the doubly linked list. The doubly linked list is going to come up with the additional pointer called previous along with the next. This is what is the information we are going to create for the structure to create the doubly linked list. This is given in the question that they are going to ask for. We have to create a SSN. SSN stands for Social Security Number, which is a US standard, just like our Aadhaar number, which is of 9 digit as shown over here, which I have taken from the Wikipedia, and which has alphanumeric where you can see the hyphens in between. That's why I have taken it as a character. So even you can consider it as an integer and you can proceed, but where you cannot give these hyphens in between. And we are having a name as per the question and department, designation, and I have taken a phone number of unsigned long int because to store the 10-digit phone number on the code block, and we are having a salary which is given from the question. And as given in this doubly linked list format, we will be having two links. One will be the next and one more will be the previous, which is going to point to the another node. That's why I have taken it as a this link I have taken it as a struct node. And what all the operations we can perform on the doubly linked list are insertion, deletion, and display. As like singly linked list, you can insert at the beginning, insert at the end, and insert at the specified position of the doubly linked list. Similarly, deletion also possible from the beginning, from the end, and from the specified position. But in the question given, they have asked only to perform the insert operation from the beginning end, deletion operation from the beginning and end, and display operation. So we are not considering in this implementation insertion at the specified position and deletion at the specified position. And over here you can see, as like your single linked list, we are going to have a head in the single linked list. That is the pointer which is going to point to the first node of the linked list. So that I am going to rename here as first, and end is going to point to the end of the list, end node of the list. So I have taken two pointers over here to point the nodes in the given linked list. And this is the node I'm going to create. Let's perform insertion operation. When we are performing an insertion operation, there are two cases. One will be the empty list, or we'll be having a more than one node in the given doubly linked list. So when it is an empty list, we don't have in first node, we don't have end node. So let's create a first node. So when we are going to create a first node, the required employee information is read from the given read function, and this node is created from the get node function, which the code I'm going to discuss in the next coming slides. I'm going to call this brand new node as temporary, and there are no nodes in the given list. I will call this brand new node as first, and I'll call the same as last because I don't have any other nodes. We'll see the second case, where in the second case we are having already two nodes and I have to insert in the beginning. So what I have to do here is, when I have to insert in the beginning, bring a brand new node and connect that brand new node next link to the first where it was pointing, where the first link is pointing, and its previous node back to the brand new node. Now change the first and call it as a brand new node as a first node. So this is how we are going to insert at the beginning, and that is performed with the help of this code. So first, to create that code, I'm going to use this get node function where I'm creating a node x, and node x is a structure variable. The structure already we have seen in the previous slides, and you can notice over here I'm going to allocate the memory dynamically, and initially in these nodes, all the nodes I'm going to set, when it is created, I'm going to set the links to null so that it should not be a dangling pointer, and I'm going to return it to the respective function which is going to call. We'll see which function is calling this get node function. The get node function is called by read function, where the read function is responsible for reading the information of the employee, where we are going to read SSN, and SSN should be a complete word. You should not give any space, and name, again it should be a complete word. You should not give any space. If you are interested in separating the name by space, separating the department by space, and separating the designation by space, so what you have to do is you have to use getTest instead of scanf over here. And let's see how to achieve the same with the help of the code. As I said, initially what we are going to do, we'll be having two cases when we are inserting the nodes in the front of the doubly linked list. So the first case will be empty list. How to check the empty list? If first is equal to null, it is not pointing to anything, then it is nothing but it's a empty list. So what I will do, whenever I create a brand new node with the help of read function, so that is called temp, I'll be calling first and end as the brand new node, that is temp. Otherwise, as we have seen, first what I'm going to do, I'm going to connect temps first to the first, which was pointing before, and first previous, this is to the temp, and I'm calling this temp as first. This is how insertion at front is going to be happen. Next, how to perform insert at the end of the doubly linked list. Again, here also we are having two cases. The first case will be list will be empty. When the list will be empty, whatever the brand new node we have created, that itself is called as a first and end of the doubly. The second case is where we are having more than one node in the doubly linked list, where we want to insert the brand new node temp at the end of the doubly linked list. For that, what we have to do is, first we have to take up a new node and connects ends next node with the new node, and new nodes previous with the end node, and call the brand new node as the end. This is how we are going to perform the insert at the end. Let's see how to perform the same with the help of the code. As like before, we are going to have two cases. First case will be empty list, where whatever we created, we will be calling it as a first and last of the linked list. And next case, what we are going to do, we are going to take up ends next, and we are connecting it to temp, and temp's previous link to the end, and we are calling the brand new node temp as the end. This is how we are going to perform insertion at the end. Next, how to delete. In deletion also we are having two types of deletion implementation in this experiment, where we will be having three cases over here. The first case will be empty list, as like before. We are going to check if the first is equal to null or end is equal to null. We are going to call it as a empty list. Then we need not to delete. The second case is when we are having only single node in the doubly linked list. And the third case is when we are having more than one node in the doubly linked list. Let's see the second case. When we are having only one node in the singly linked list, it means both first and end are pointing to the only one node. That we will call it as a temp. And what we are going to do with that is, first we are going to free the temp and remove the links and set those links to null. Set both the links to null so that it should not be a dangling pointer. And the third case is when we are having more than one node and we are going to deleting a node from the front, that is nothing but first. So this is the node we want to delete, and I will call this as temp. How to delete this? First, what we are going to do, remove the first from this and mark the next as the first, and remove the first. Now this is the first. Remove the first previous link. It means set this to null and remove this complete node. This is how we are going to delete the node from the beginning of the doubly linked list. Let's see how to achieve this with the help of the code. So as we have seen, there are three cases. The first case is when first is equal to null or end is equal to null, we can call it as a list is empty, no need to perform the delete operation. The second one is first and end both are pointing to same. Then what we have to do, delete that and display which node you are deleting, and set the first and end to null and free the temp, because we are storing that node in the temp. Using the dynamic memory function free, we are going to remove the memory allocated for the respective node. And the third case is when we are having more than one node. So what we have done, we pointed to the next by using the first next, and we called it as a first. Then we set that first previous to null, then finally we freed the temp. So that is what we are going to perform in the delete front. Similarly, delete a node from the end of the doubly linked list. When we are deleting a node from the end of the doubly linked list, same as before, we are having three cases. The first case will be empty list. How to check the empty list? If first is equal to null or end is equal to null, you call it as an empty list. And single node. And single node is as like in before, we are going to delete when you are having more than one node. Previously, what we were concentrating on the first, we are concentrating, now we have to concentrate on the end. Let's see the second case, how to delete a single node in the doubly linked list from the end. So first, remove the temporary and set the links to null. The third case, I have to remove this, call this end as the temporary. Then what I am going to do is, I am going to take up the end link from the temp and I will call the previous node. How will I get to know which is the previous node? From the link of the end's previous node, and I will call that as the end node. And after that, end's next will be set to null. Then finally free this temporary using the free function. Let's see with the help of the code. So here, as we have seen, how to check the empty list remains as it is. How to remove the only single node at the deletion end is also same, only this part of the code changes. And remember, this is also changed compared to your deletion front. In deletion front, this line was temp is equal to first, because we are deleting from the front. But when you are deleting from the end, this should be end. And after that, what we did, we got the previous node from the end's previous link, and we pointed, we set the end's next link to null. Finally, we freed the freed the temporary node from the memory. This is how deletion is possible. Next, how to display. Again, in display there are two cases. There can be an empty list, or how to get the empty list. We have seen the conditions. If first is pointing to null, then it's an empty list. If first is not pointing to null, then it's having more than one node, in at least one node or more than one node in the list. And we'll be having a variable called count. Whenever I'm reaching each node, I'm going to increment this count by 1, so that the question is demanding to display the number of nodes in the given doubly linked list. How to do this? Let's start from the first. When I start from the first, I have visited the first node, and I will display the information of this complete information of this first node, and my count is increased to 1. After that, I will move to the next node by having the next pointer, and my count is increased to 2, and I am displaying all these nodes information. And next I'm going to move to the another node, which is the last node in this situation, and I will display the information of this node, and the count is now 3. And after displaying all these 3 informations, what I have to do is I have to display the count. Let's see with the help of code. And finding the empty list is as like before. Just check whether first is pointing to null, then you call it as a empty list. And we are beginning from the first, that's why I am assigning first to temp. And as I said, we are using a counter. It's initialized to 0 in the beginning. If it is not empty list, it's a non-empty list, so then what I will do is I will start displaying the information of the employee. And once after I am reaching the employee, employee's details, I'm keep on incrementing the counter. So here what I'm doing is I'm just displaying the information of the employee, and I'm pointing to the next by using the help of temp. And here you can check, I have said temp is not equal to null. This condition can also be set temp is equal to not equal to end. If it is equal to end, then we should stop. So any of the conditions you can use. And finally, once after displaying all the information of the employees, we will be having a count of how many nodes are there. That will be displayed using the count variable. This is how display function works. And the first case of the program is create a doubly linked list for n employees, and you should perform the end insertion. What we have to do over here is end insertion operation we have already discussed. We have to use that code along with n loop. So first we'll be asking how many employees you want, and that will be stored in the n. And until this n is achieved, what we are going to do is we are keep on asking enter the employee details, call the read function, and perform the insertion at the end, and update the I value. You can check out here, I am updating inside the printf itself until it's going to meet I is smaller than or equal to n. Initially I is 1, I is smaller than or equal to n. It's keep on repeating. If you have given 5 employees, this loop will repeat 5 times. And the insertion operation is exactly same as insertion at the end, and only we have added the loop over here and some variables which is required for the loop. Let's see how this main function looks like. So as like previous programs, here we will be having again an infinite loop which is going to give you menu driven operations like choices. First choice goes with creating a doubly linked list of n employees as per the question, and display the doubly linked list with the status and the count, insertion front, insertion end, deletion front, deletion end, and exit. Once you have given a choice, the respective functions will be called. We have created all these functions and we have discussed also the respective functions will be called. And we have not finished it. There is something we have to demonstrate using the doubly linked list. The demonstration is double-ended queue. What we have to do before that, we'll see what is this double-ended queue is. Double-ended queue is a queue which will allow us to NQ and DQ, it means insert and delete the element from the front and from the rear. It means from both the ends, from the front and from the rear, what we have to do is we have to provide a mechanism of insertion and deletion in the queue. This can be possible by performing all the operations what we have already completed. Insert at the beginning of the doubly linked list, which is we can call it as a front. Insert at the end of the doubly linked list, which we can call it as a rear. Delete from the beginning of the doubly linked list, which we can call it as a front. Delete from the end of the doubly linked list, that is we can call it as a rear. By performing these operations, we are achieving double-ended queue. These are all the references which are used for explaining this experiment. Let's see the demonstration using the code block. Let's see the demonstration of doubly linked list program. This program implements all the features which is provided in the question. The struct node is going to cover all the fields with two links because it's a doubly linked list, previous and next. The job of getNode function is to dynamically create a node and set the links to null by default. The job of read function is to read the details of the employee, and you should remember here I have used scanf to read name, department and designation. So it demands you to give name, department and designation each without space. If you want to give a name with space, use getS. Similarly for department, similarly for designation. Create doubly linked list create DLL function is responsible for creating n employees and reading their details and inserting the newly created nodes at the end of the doubly linked list as per the question. Display count function is responsible for displaying the details of each node, that is employee details, along with the number of employees in the list. Insertion front is responsible for adding a new node, new employee to the list in the front. Insertion end is responsible for adding a new employee to the end of the list. Deletion front is responsible for deleting a node from the front, that is employee, and deletion end is responsible for removing an employee from the end of the list. Main function is used to drive the program. All this code we have discussed in the slides. Let's see how it works. First, it is asking for choices. There are 7 choices. First, I'll go with the first choice. It's asking for n number of employees. I'll give 2 employee. It's asking for SSN. I'll give in the same standard. I'm giving a name, giving us department, designation as assistant professor, phone number, and some salary. And second employee details, it's asking, give some SSN. After that, give a name, some name, department, designation again, phone number, salary. And now let's check those 2 employees are there in the list or not. Yes, there are 2 employees in the list and the count is also 2. Now let's try to insert a new employee at the front of the list. It means the new employee should be before Santosh. Let's check to do the same. I have chosen third option, insert at front. It's asking for a SSN. I'm giving some SSN. Asking for a name, given name, asking for a department, designation, asking for phone number, so I've given some phone number, it's asking for salary, given salary. Let's check whether it is inserted at the front. Yes, the new employee Sunil is inserted before Santosh. Now, deletion front is already discussed in the first option. So I'll not discuss the same. You can try out. And deletion at front, we'll see deletion at front. If I'm going to choose the option deletion at front, the first employee Sunil should be deleted. Choice is 5. Yes, the Sunil has a SSN 3322111, so which is deleted. Let's check whether it is deleted or not. Yes, it is deleted. Let's try to delete. Deletion at end, it means we are going to delete the employee Lohit. So choose the option 6. Yes, it has been deleted. Let's verify whether it is deleted or not. Yes, it is deleted. Now let's remove the Santosh also. To do the same, we can choose either deleted friend or deleted end. Both are same. Let's go with deleted friend. Yes, it has deleted. Let's check whether any employees are there. No, there are no employees. So the count is 0. This is how this program works. Thank you.